Hello, everyone, and welcome to the sixth episode of the TheCoasterCasters Pop Culture. You will probably actually not hear Crazy Ex-Girlfriend in the background because I'm going to half mute it. Um, with me tonight, I have Pedro
Hey, what's up, guys?
and I have Danielle.
Hello, everybody.
So we're going to do a pretty short show, just stuff that we missed for the past, I don't know how many weeks that we haven't done the show.
Probably like one or two.
Okay, well, we're talking first about that list of upcoming Disney movies, and I kind of have the list here. Um, so we have Guardians coming out on Friday.
Woohoo!
We have Pirates of the Caribbean 5 coming out at the end of the month on the 26th.
It's a pirate's life.
We have Cars 3 coming out on June 16th.
Ka-chow!
We have Spider-Man Homecoming coming out on July 7th.
Hey, everyone.
October, November. Then we have a 4-month hiatus for Thor Ragnarok, and then we have on the 3rd, and then we have Coco on the 22nd.
I know him. He's a friend from work.
What?
Yes,
Pretty much
exactly.
Exactly.
Okay. And episode 8, which is The Last Jedi, on December 15th.
Yeah, I have no line for that one.
And then we have Black Panther on February 16th of next year, Wrinkle in Time on March 9th, Magic Camp on April 6th, Avengers Infinity War May 4th, whatever the Han Solo one's going to be called, May 25th. Incredibles 2 is June 15th, Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm going to find this actual list. I don't know who posted it because there's stuff missing. I know there's stuff missing. What's it? Upcoming Disney.
All right, while you do that, I'm going to take a quick moment and deliver this pizza.
Sounds good. Here we go. Thank God Attractions Magazine exists. We have the release dates for all films up to 2020.
Which that includes both Infinity Wars.
There's only one Infinity War now.
That's what I thought I had heard.
Yeah.
They changed that.
Yes, they did.
Not for the better.
I'm trying to find the press release thing. Okay, here we go. Guardians 2, Pirates 5, Cars 3, Thor 3, Coco, and Last Jedi. Black Panther, Wrinkle in Time, Magic Camp, Avengers Infinity War, Halo, or Han Solo. Incredibles 2 is June 15th. Ant-Man and the Wasp is July 6th. There's an untitled live-action fairy tale coming out on the 8/3, which is August 3rd. Mulan is going to be November 2nd. Ralph Breaks the Internet, Wreck-It Ralph 2 comes out 11/21. And Mary Poppins Returns comes out Christmas Day. That's all in 2018. And then 2019 is Captain Marvel in the beginning of March. And then another live-action fairy tale coming out at the end of March, middle of April. It's a Disney tune. So let's hope it's like Zootopia 2 or something like that. I'd be happy. An untitled Avengers film. So it's not Infinity War. Because the only... Because if you think about it, let me look something up real quick. I'm glad
I was going to say, if I remember right, there was originally an Inhumans movie planned.
Hold on a second.
And I think that they scrapped it and they replaced it instead with an Inhumans television show, if I remember right.
So I'm looking at the Marvel Cinematic Universe right now, which sometimes it's not a fun thing to look at because it's very confusing. Okay, so with the MCU, we have We had Phase 1, which is Avengers Assembled, which is Iron Man, Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America 1, and Avengers. Then we had Iron Man 3, Thor: The Dark World, which was weird as all get out. Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Age of Ultron, and then Ant-Man.
Okay, so I just got back and I heard Marvel and I got invested.
Hold on.
All right.
Phase 3 is Captain America: Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians 2, Spider-Man: Homecoming, Thor: Ragnarok, Black Panther, Infinity War, Ant-Man, Wasp, Captain Marvel, and then an untitled Avengers film. It's not going to be Infinity War, but I think it's going to be somehow connected to Infinity War.
What the second one is mainly going to be, it's going to be a continuation. Like, okay, so the first Infinity War is going to end, like, there is going to be an end to the story, but whatever is left undone in Infinity War Part 1, or Infinity War, is going to be completed in the second movie.
Yeah, and it's probably not going to be called Infinity War unless they decide to.
It's probably not.
And then,
like, they could call it. Oh, sorry.
And then post Phase 3, we have a Spider-Man and another Guardians, which is good.
Yeah.
And
I'm excited for that.
Fun fact: today, 9 years ago, is whenever the Iron Man, the original movie that started it all for the MCU, came out.
That's not true.
Yeah. So congratulations to Iron Man.
That is not true. It was yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Travis, just swat that.
Yesterday, 9 years ago, Iron Man 1 came out.
Well, still, congratulations to Iron Man and Robert Downey Jr. and the MCU for a very awesome.
It was today, 13, 14, 15, 16, 4 years ago that Iron Man 3 came out.
Well, that
all Iron Man movies came out in the month of May.
Huh. Well, fun fact.
Fun fact.
Yep.
And then we have television series. We have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agent Carter, Inhumans, which starts in September.
I thought Agent Carter was canceled, though.
Yeah, Agent Carter was canceled, but it's the storyline's basically like picking up back with Inhumans, I think.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Inhumans, pretty much. Yeah, Inhumans is gonna be its own thing,
but it's gonna have a lot of like nods to Agent Carter and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. A lot to Agent Carter to try and wrap up that storyline of that freaking show.
Yeah.
And then we have Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist. Then we have the Defenders, which I'm very, very excited for. And then we have Punisher.
Yo, did you see that teaser?
Yes, it looks good.
It's so cool.
And then that's about it. We have 2 pilots that are in the works. And then we have...
Oh.
What?
Actually, sorry to interrupt, but actually, we also have the official what was it called? Cloak and Dagger. That's gonna be on Freeform.
Yeah, that's only filming. It's not coming out till next year.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's like if you like, there's a lot of other Marvel shows that are still announced as well, like Cloak and Dagger. Then on Hulu, there's the Runaways, and then there's gonna be another on this other show where apparently Squirrel Girl is gonna be the main character.
That's weird.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, moving on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so confused.
Oh, actually, to go back to the Disney thing that you were mentioning, though, I actually wanted to ask you guys' opinions of this. But have you guys heard that about a week or I think it was last week that they announced that apparently I'm trying to remember his name from the top of my head because it's like I'm losing it. But the 2 actors that were said to be in talks to play Timon and Pumbaa in the live action Lion King.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the name of the actors, but they're like comedians. I don't remember who.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Oh no, I just figured I'd tell you guys because since we're talking about Disney.
Anyway, moving on with the release date thing. Where was I? Ant-Man Wasp. I already said that. Captain Marvel, Untitled Avengers. Cool. Episode 9 is apparently coming out in May. I think they're gonna push that back to Christmas. Toy Story 4 is coming out in June of 19. Lion King's coming out in July of 19. And there's gonna be an Untitled live action in August and a Fairy Tale live action in November. Frozen 2 is coming out 2 days before my birthday, so I'm definitely going to see that movie very, very intoxicated. And December 20th, there's going to be another live action Fairy Tale. They really wanted to shove those down our throats.
Oh yeah, they have 19 live action Disney films planned, if I remember correctly.
Then we have a Pixar, a live action, a Marvel, which is probably. Hold up a second. So after that Marvel, we have so Spider-Man 2 Homecoming is probably the one that's releasing in May 1st of 2020. Guardians 2 is going to be 8/7/20, and then there's going to be another Marvel on 11/6/20, and then there's another Indiana Jones. And then Gigantic will finally, hopefully, be released on 11/25/2020. That movie got pushed back so bad. Like,
yes, I remember. Like a couple of years.
Right.
Gigantic. I'm seeing when they started production on this movie. Oh, so that's why it got pushed back. Okay,
What happened?
So this is the story about it. August 2013, it was announced that Tangled's director would direct Giants. It was loosely based off of Jack and Beanstalk. The film was expected to release in 2017 under the title Giants, but then they revealed the new title as Gigantic, and it would be produced by Dorothy McKim. Film's music would be produced by Robert Lopez and Kristen Anderson Lopez, the people who did Frozen. Great. The film was planned to release in 2018, and then it got pushed back to 2020 because of Wreck-It Ralph.
Cool.
So if it was supposed to be released in 2017, it was probably a Moana slot. No. Moana was 16. What's coming out this year?
Coco.
So Coco was pushed back. So all of the Disney movies will probably be pushed back. I would think that Untitled Disney tune in 2019 will end up being Gigantic. I feel like once Frozen's done and Incredibles is done, they're going to put all of their stuff into Gigantic.
It's a pretty safe bet.
And they'll just release Gigantic before Frozen. Which I wouldn't be mad about. And then they have 3 coming out in 2021, but no one cares about that because it's so far away. So what do you guys think about all of that?
Danielle, you want to say something first?
No, I mean, I kind of agree with you all on those things.
The only thing I'm mad about is that Gigantic got pushed back to 2020. Like, that's just ridiculous. That movie's been in development since 2013. It's like Avatar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's in
Which,
development.
that's another thing that they just recently announced that it got pushed back again.
Oh, again?
Yeah.
It looks like we're never gonna see ourselves in the Avatar universe. Wow, it got pushed to 2020. Oh my god. That's almost 10 years after. They might as well just not do it.
Good gosh, man.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Crazy.
Alright, well, moving on from that. Why don't you guys talk about Guardians of the Galaxy 2 while I look something up?
Okay.
All right. So,
Go right ahead. I'll let you.
what are some hopes? What are some hopes that you have for the film, Danielle? Anything that you're hoping to see?
Well, from what I've heard, there's a rumor going around, and I say rumor and loosely, that there will be 5 end credit scenes in this movie. Now,
That sounds hilarious.
that sounds crazy, doesn't it? Because at most, we really get 2 in a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does sound pretty insane.
But I'm wondering if that's really going to be true or not. I'm thinking probably not, but that would be very cool if they actually did that and had all those little ties into what we should be looking for going into Infinity Wars.
I agree.
Because
I
this
actually have a theory for that.
is really the world of Thanos and everybody that we're going to be starting to move into.
True.
So,
But I do have a theory for that, actually. That I'm very intrigued by. Where, okay, well, first off, starting off, one of the hopes that I have of the film is, a little bit more connectivity of what's going to be happening throughout the MCU. So maybe like a nod to, let's say, what's going on Asgard. So I don't know, like something that connects to the larger MCU. Mainly because I feel like I don't know. They should at least hear of what's going on Earth or on Asgard or something. But at the same time, my theory that I have for one of the end credits, and this is really stretching it, but I'm going for like a Spider-Man kind of like a Spider-Man idea, where what if one of the end credits is like let's say maybe in one of the end credits you see that during one of their adventures, one of the Guardians accidentally like like a jar or glass vial that was taken from an alien world, and then out of the jar comes out like a little small black goop. I think you guys know where I'm going with this. Yeah, because the thing is that, yeah, like the Guardians are the next characters who have the closest ties to Venom after Spider-Man. So it's like, I feel like it would make a lot of sense if it's because the Guardians that Venom is introduced into the MCU, thus going to Spider-Man after like the events of Infinity War. But that's just an idea that I have. Obviously, it doesn't have to happen, but I don't know. It's a cool little thought that I believe will be pretty intriguing.
I
No-
agree.
yeah, yeah. Another thing that I feel like one of the end credit scenes will be is Thor Ragnarok, just because Thor is the only other space like
Extraterrestrial.
yeah, like extraterrestrial IP within the MCU next to Guardians. So I feel like what if they're gonna show any kind of like end credit scene for Guardians for another movie, I feel like the one that'll make most sense is Thor Ragnarok. Like maybe the end credit scene will show, I don't know, Hulk landing on the planet where he fights Thor or something, or maybe it'll show like Hela coming to Asgard or something. I don't know, something in that sense. Or maybe or because it makes a lot of sense, already a character in Guardians of the Galaxy is the Collector, and the Collector is the brother of the Grand Master in the comics, and the Grand Master, who's being played by Jeff Goldblum in Thor Ragnarok, he's in Thor Ragnarok, so maybe that could be a thing. Maybe the Collector is in a meeting with the Grand Master talking about the events in Guardians 2 leading up to the events of Thor Ragnarok or something like that. I don't know. Like, I have different ideas of what it could be. I'm just I don't know. As a Marvel fan, I'm just very excited for the possibilities.
I agree, and they've done a really good job of laying all the groundwork up until this point,
Yeah.
utilizing those end credit scenes and everything to get us to fill in those little itty bitty gaps in between movies to get us to where we go next. So I'm really excited to see more of that, more of the collector side and that in Thor Ragnarok as well. And I'm interested to see what all they're going to do with the Hulk storyline, whether they're going to introduce the Hulk planet or not, or how they're going to spin that going forward into the universe.
Well, pretty much because like the filming rights for the Hulk is very confusing, but pretty much the way most likely Marvel's gonna plan out any plans for the Hulk is they're never, sad to say, they're never gonna make another Hulk movie. But what they do is that's why they make Hulk a main character in other movies so that they can tell his story without technically making a Hulk movie. So Thor Ragnarok is just a prime example of that. So is Avengers. So Avengers Age of Ultron, and I'm pretty sure Infinity War is gonna have something with that as well. Any film that Hulk is in, expect him to have a lot of character development or some storyline connected to the Hulk because of that. So I definitely believe that we're gonna get some Planet Hulk stuff in this. I think the most we'll get is maybe a reference to some of the Planet Hulk characters. But besides that, like, I think all we're gonna see for Planet Hulk is Hulk in his armor and stuff like that. Maybe the thing that I'm hoping most is maybe, hopefully, because this film, they already said in the film that apparently both Hulk and Banner are afraid of each other. So what I would love to see in Thor Ragnarok is the whole idea of them coming to grips with each other, and instead of fearing each other, learning to respect each other, and maybe from that we'll see like Gray Hulk, or if anyone who reads the comics knows, pretty much the Hulk that like it's Hulk but with Banner's brain. Smart, he talks and such, but he's still the Hulk.
Right.
Yeah, so I feel like that would be really cool for them to do. I don't see it, but I don't know. I just really want to see what happens, and yeah, that's my opinion of it. Anything else any other things left though? I really don't see. Besides Spider-Man or Guardians of the Galaxy, and or maybe Iron Man. I don't know. Like, I mean, like that's the thing. Like, when it comes to the Guardians of the Galaxy end credit scenes, if we are getting 5, I feel like the majority of them are gonna be little segments that are happening with the Guardians, and then maybe 1 or 2 of them hinting at other Marvel movies.
There has
But the majority of them
this
will be Guardians based.
this movie. Thanos has to get an Infinity Stone.
Well, Thanos isn't in Guardians of the Galaxy though.
He needs to be, because he needs to get one Infinity Stone in this movie.
Well, that's why in Avengers: Infinity War, that's why Vision is such a vital part.
I'm not spoiling it, but I'm going to spoil it. Vision has to die.
Well, technically, Vision is a robot. I don't really think he'll definitely die for a while.
No,
But they're gonna bring him back. Let's be
they
honest.
can't bring him back because the stone is what keeps him alive.
Well, technically, Vision originally started off as a body of Ultron, and Ultron never needed the Infinity Stones to stay alive. So,
Yes, but also Vision was also a part of Jarvis.
yeah.
Because Vision was Jarvis, and then Ultron killed Vision or killed Jarvis, and then things transpired, and then Vision is now, or Jarvis is now Vision. But
yeah, that.
but really, like, because I don't think Thanos has an Infinity Stone yet, does he?
I don't think so, but then again, there's missing, so
Because
we don't know.
Had was the one from the first Guardians movie, and he gave it to Ronan.
Yeah.
And I think he did have the scepter, which is the
Tesseract.
Well, there was the Tesseract, and he also had the stone that was inside of the scepter. So he had at one point 3 of them.
Yeah, because
But he's lost them all. He's lost all of them because the scepter got turned over to S.H.I.E.L.D., and the stone that was inside of it got put in Vision. The Tesseract is on Asgard with King Odin.
And then Yondu not Yondu. The Nova Corps has the
last
one. Yeah, the purple one.
All of the Infinity Stones.
And then Doctor Strange has a Time Stone.
Right.
So there's only one stone left that we haven't seen yet.
But we have. It was alluded to in the second Avengers movie.
Okay, so the creation was talked about with the Collector. There's space, mind, reality, power, soul, and time.
So far we've seen the time, the reality. We've seen the reality.
Everyone forgets we've seen them all because of Thor: The Dark World.
Yes.
Oh right, the Thor movie that people tend to forget.
Yeah.
We've seen them all because even was it in Thor: The Dark World?
Okay, so
Heimdall, or was that
the Aether? Yeah,
the Tesseract.
Wait a minute. Yeah, you're right. The last Infinity Stone is with the Collector. The Aether.
Hold on. Tesseract is in Odin's vault. Mind Stone is in Vision. Reality Stone is with the Collector inside Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. Collector did say at the end of Thor: The Dark World, he said 1 down, 6 to go. So obviously that man's going to give it to Thanos. Probably going to be in Guardians 2. Nova Corps have the Power Stone. The Time Stone is... I've yet to see Doctor Strange, so I have no clue what the Time Stone is yet.
Oh, crap. Yeah. Sorry.
It's the Eye of Agamotto.
Yeah, I'm reading it now. But...
You should have one more.
No, I don't. I already said 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is 5.
All right, guys. I'm going to enter my job for a bit, so I'm going to hang up, and then I'll be back in a moment.
Okay.
All right, so I'll be back in a bit. Bye.
Okay, bye. There's only 5, Danielle, because there's the Tesseract, which is the Space Stone, the Mind Stone, Reality Stone, the Power Stone, and the Time Stone.
I thought there was one more.
There might be one more, but...
I think there is one more, but they just haven't said it, but they have alluded to it, and I believe it was in Thor. It was whenever Thor went home. See Heimdall. Heimdall is the last one, or has the last one.
Hold on a second. So mine says from the scepter. Of the stones, the Aether is the only one that is a fluid and ever changing. The other stones contain in objects. The Soul Stone is yet to be revealed, though Guardians of the Galaxy implies that the color is orange. Okay.
That's the one I'm looking for, the Soul Stone.
That's that's probably the one. Like, there's 6, and there's 5 movies leading up to Infinity War. So what I think is in Guardians 2, Guardians F up somewhere, and they're chatting with Mr. Collector Dude, and there's a loss of the Reality Stone or whatever, and then somehow they get the Soul Stone, or he gets the Soul Stone. He gets 2 in Guardians 2,
which is possible because if I remember right, they're running around with Nebula.
Or they get it. That's true. Or they get the one that's in Nova Corps or Nova Prime or whatever it's called.
Which is also possible because they're really not all that powerful.
Yeah. And then
it's hard for him to go in there and grab it. So
they'll definitely get one in Thor. He'll probably get the one with the Tesseract. They'll probably get one in Black Panther. They might not, but I think they'll get.
See, I don't think Panther we're gonna have.
One of them has to have Doctor Strange in it to get the Time Stone away. Someone's going to get the Time Stone.
Well, you know that Doctor Strange is going to be in that Thor movie.
He is?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, then maybe Guardians 2 and Thor 3 are the only ones that they get rid of the things. And in Avengers Infinity War because of the fact of the... Or, well, here's my... If they did it 2 parts, they can make it better and like split up the stones to where there's 2 in Guardians, there's 2 in Thor, there's 1 in Infinity War Part 1, and then Thanos is revealed in Avengers Infinity War Part 2, or at the end of Part 1, doing the cliffhanger that they always do with these Part 1, Part 2 movies, and making basically like the beginning of Avengers Infinity War 2, like how he got, like don't physically show them in the movies how he got them, but like at the end of Infinity War 1, shut up phone, the end of Infinity War 1, he just shows up and everyone's like, or Iron Man's like, who are you? How are you here? What? You're not supposed to be here yet. And he's like, oh, but I am. And then it cuts to black. And then they're like, oh, find out what we're supposed to do in the next movie or something like that. And the next movie comes out and Thanos said, or it starts out with Thanos saying, do you want to know how I got these? And then it does a complete like 25-30 minute recap of how these stones came about, like the explanation of the stones and why they're important. And then they do like a whole big battle with rising action, falling action, rising action, climax, all that cool stuff.
Which is possible, and I think that's where we're going to get into these smaller characters. So, for instance, we still have some other second-tier characters that we have to kind of build them up a little bit before we bring them in Infinity War. And I think that's really what Spider-Man is going to be. Spider-Man Homecoming. More than anything.
And Black Panther as well.
Because here's the other side of the equation. Spoiler alert, Captain America dies in the comic books fighting Thanos. Okay, so depending on how they're going to spin this, because as of right now, I believe Chris Evans, his last movie that he will be in is in Avengers Infinity War right now, as of his contract.
Yeah.
That's his last movie. So
I heard he might sign on for Spider-Man: Homecoming too, because it's in New York. So obviously,
I've heard those rumors as well. But the reality of it is, if they're going to try and keep close to the comic books, then that death may or will occur. And they already alluded to that with Tony's vision back in Age of Ultron.
yeah.
So you've got 3 people, essentially, that there's been a rumor for of them picking up the mantle and actually filming an end credit scene saying that they were picking up the mantle as being Captain America. And that was Sharon Carter.
Yeah.
Bucky.
Yeah.
And then Sam Wilson.
Which I think it's gonna be Bucky in the movies. It kind of has to be.
Well, I mean, that's I can see why you say that.
Because that whole I personally don't like that whole Winter Soldier storyline. I think that entire movie really didn't need to happen. Like, I understand why it happened, and like it was a good movie. It showed it kind of tied in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. storyline and progressed that show to where it needed to be, to where everyone's like, oh shoot, we still gotta deal with Hydra. This sucks. Because whenever they're doing all the stuff in Winter Soldier with the whole Hydra stuff, literally simultaneously in the show, that's whenever they were doing Hydra stuff.
Right. And the thing is that they really are still fighting Hydra.
They'll always still fight Hydra.
Right.
That's their biggest enemy. But
Right
now they gotta fight a big purple green rage monster named Thanos.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying,
people are gonna die.
You've got Captain Marvel that's going to be coming into the fold as well here shortly.
But Captain Marvel is my girl. What's her name?
Brie Larson.
Brie Larson. Yeah. So she isn't connected to Agent Carter's granddaughter? Is that who it is?
Sharon Carter?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's her niece.
It's her niece. That's what it is.
Yeah. But see, I think that, and this is this would be totally off the rails if they were to do this. But it would be so cool to see that they cast Sharon Carter and let her pick up the mantle as Captain America, as the new Captain America. Like, logically, I agree. I think Bucky is the logical choice. But from a standpoint of if the DCU is going to be having a movie, the Gotham City Sirens movie, like they're rumored to be developing right now and casting.
Yeah.
The best thing that Marvel could do was start to set up something similar to have, where you could have Sharon Carter as the new Captain America, with Brie Larson, who's playing Captain Marvel,
and have women be like your main focal points of your universe, and say F you, DC.
Right.
We can actually make women look good.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at, is that would be a really cool direction for them to take.
I'm just saying, Guardians 2 is supposed to be 3 to 4 or 2 to 3 months after Guardians 1. So basically, so this is when Peter learns about his dad. Oh yeah, because what's his name's in it. Makes sense. Yeah. That makes complete sense. That doesn't. Apparently the worst rated uh Marvel movie. That's not surprising at all. It's actually Thor: The Dark World. But before I saw Thor: The Dark World, it was actually Iron Man 2.
That
Personally,
doesn't surprise me either.
I actually liked Iron Man 2.
I liked it too, but wait a minute. That means that Iron Man 3 was rated better than Iron Man 2?
Yes.
That is surprising. I'm sorry.
Well, hold up.
Because I really feel that they kind of like
They had a lost opportunity with Iron Man 3.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Mandarin is his biggest enemy, and
No. That 10 rings thing. There was a one shot at the end of Thor: The Dark World called "All Hail the King." You have a chance, watch it. And they take what's his name, the dude that plays the fake Mandarin.
I think.
Yeah, they take Ben Kingsley's character and they take him to the 10 rings, and stuff goes down. We don't know what goes down yet. They have not alluded to whatever goes on. I think that they are going to hopefully expand on that 10 rings thing and do something with what is it? They just they need more Iron Man
I don't disagree.
because
I don't see it happening though, sadly.
I don't see it happening either. But they need Iron Man is what saved the Marvel Cinematic Universe because
technically what started it.
it's what started it and what saved quote unquote Marvel movies. Because before then, you had with your Marvel movies, you had like Daredevil and like Elektra, which that apparently is considered a Marvel movie, and like
okay. Before the MCU started, we had
a bunch of terrible movies.
Well, there were some good ones though. Like we had X-Men, we had the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man, we had but we had a lot of bad ones too, like Elektra. We had
They tried to create an MCU before our MCU that we have now, and it just did not work. And then I personally think, but we can't really do it. They kind of could have set up for it in X-Men Apocalypse. Why didn't they try and do like X-Men with the Avengers?
for very obvious reasons.
Well, besides the whole Fox thing and all of that stupid stuff that I hate,
but even though we hate it, that's legit the thing. If it wasn't for the whole, remember, guys, there are three Marvels: Marvel Sony, Marvel Disney, and Marvel Fox. We know
that's
that
not
Fox
true.
is never going to give away stuff.
There's two now.
Well, it's still Sony is still
because Sony is allowing Disney to utilize the Spider-Man property.
Yeah, but didn't you hear that they're still making their own technical Spider-Man MCU as well?
I did not hear that. Ugh,
okay, yeah. They're doing a rated R Venom movie, and then they're gonna do an animated Miles Morales movie.
Hold on a second. What was I gonna look up?
Yeah. The thing is, okay, Spider-Man, he's with the MCU, and he's staying with the MCU for as long as they can. But Sony's still using Spider-Man characters to make their own movies. That's the thing.
Because they can't.
Yeah. I mean, they're also planning a Black Cat and Silver Sable movie as well.
Spider-Man Homecoming is branded a Marvel, not a Disney's Marvel.
I mean, well, no, there are no. I mean, none of the Disney Marvel movies is branded Disney Marvel. Is branded Marvel. But the thing is that what I'm saying is, that Disney owns the majority of Marvel characters. And then there's Fox, and then there's Sony.
Yes.
So the sad truth is, yeah, Sony has a deal with Disney right now, but Fox doesn't.
Well,
And that is a problem. Like, it's because of Fox that we don't have any X-Men and Avenger films, or we don't see Fantastic Four joining Avengers either. So it's
I
like,
don't care about the Fantastic Four
less characters.
Fantastic Four can go somewhere else. They can go to DC. I could care less about. I've seen every single Fantastic Four movie and they've all sucked.
Even the original?
Yes.
Like the original?
I have not liked any. Personally, I haven't liked any of the Spider-Man movies that have came out.
Now that's blasphemy.
Yeah, that's blasphemy. You're saying you didn't like.
I was going to say, at least the original Spider-Man movie with that same Raimi did was actually excellent. I love that.
Yeah, no, Spider-Man 2 has been named one of the best superhero films of all time.
Whoever said that's on crack.
You're on crack.
I must be.
Spider-Man 2?
Yes, it was bad.
That is blasphemy.
They were all bad. Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, Amazing Spider-Man 2, they all sucked.
Well, the Andrew Garfield did suck. I'm sorry.
Those were so forced. They tried to make a Spider-Man like storyline with Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3. And they kind of succeeded because they brought Venom in and all that stuff. And it was pretty cool. And like at first, I didn't even like look at it. And I didn't really have any other superhero movies to like contest to that. So at the time, they were decent. I will say that. They were decent movies. The acting was very poor, but the action was cool. And then MCU comes along and it's like, yo, I'm just going to drop Robert Downey Jr. on this and call it a day.
I agree with that part. When the MCU came by, then yes, I agree that took down the thing. But if you go on YouTube and search up best superhero films, almost all the times you're gonna see that Spider-Man 2 is gonna be on those lists.
But it should be Iron Man 1. That's number 1.
No. I'm not saying that Spider-Man 2 is number 1. I'm saying that it's the top 10.
I didn't hear any of that.
I think what he's basically getting at is that
it's one of the top ones. I understand. I understand where he was getting at.
Yeah.
But where I'm getting at is,
I know where you're getting at. It's that there was nothing really to compare. The reason why
we're getting Spider-Man in the MCU is because Sony was like, wow, what we really flopped with that Andrew Garfield crap. Why don't we just give it to Marvel, allow them to make something great, and then we can make our own stuff after, and then those people will be like, hey, let's go watch this movie. And then find out.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Tom Holland Spider-Man is already my favorite Spider-Man.
Which one?
No, that I'm saying that Tom Holland Spider-Man is already my favorite Spider-Man.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's great. He's a great actor. He's actually a kid, and he's overall suited for the role. He's geeky as Peter Parker, but he's bad A like Spider-Man, and he does all the quips. So it's like, yeah, he's, in my opinion, he's, as of now, the perfect Spider-Man. Is it a little too early to say that? Maybe, but I don't know. I feel like Civil War did a really good job showing it, even if it wasn't a Spider-Man film. It really showed, like, that he knew what it is to be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I agree. That Civil War movie really felt like, if you will, Avengers 2.5.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people call it. One thing that I really appreciate about Civil War, since we're bringing it up, is the fact that it's a very intelligent movie. Like, we're not seeing a bunch of superheroes fight for the sake of fighting. No, it's fighting for their own beliefs. None of them are bad. None of them are bad guys or anything like that. No, it's just that they all have different aspects of what is considered justice. And it's a very intriguing thing to think about. And even more intriguing when you realize that Civil War is technically the only Marvel film in the MCU where the bad guy technically wins. There, what was his plan? To break up the Avengers. He succeeded, at least for the time being.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, yeah, that's my thought of it. But it's really cool. Where were we at though? I feel like we got off topic a little bit. I'm sorry, Travis.
No, we were talking about Guardians. I'm completely content with the conversation that we just had.
Yeah, I think that was something that was definitely necessary as far as groundwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a really good. If we are still talking about Guardians, all I will say, since we're talking about Spider-Man, I'm saying it again. I feel like Guardians is the best. Because, okay, I know that some people are going to debate me on this, but honestly, I'm going to stand my ground on it. Spider-Man, in my opinion, is the Mickey Mouse of Marvel. Like, when you think of Marvel, one of the first things you think of is Spider-Man. So, I think, like, even in the comic books, Spider-Man has connections to literally every other Marvel character, no matter what. The only one who could possibly like go up against him is Wolverine or Deadpool. But that's like really pushing it. But oh wait, give me a second. I'm making a little delivery. Give me a quick sec. Hey guys, how you doing? All right, I got a little lost. I was like, where are you? So that when I turned around, I saw you guys sitting out here, and I'm like, oh, that's the U-turn.
Why?
Come by Canada. Huh? You see the instructions? Come by Canada straight. Did you see that?
No one put that instruction sadly.
I put it.
Nice stores.
It's the same thing.
Well, if you want, that's not a good one.
Cool. So anyway, Danielle, are you still there?
I'm still here.
Cool. We want to talk about unicorn fraps.
Hell yeah, let's talk about unicorn fraps real quick.
Did you get to try it?
I did not.
It was bad.
They looked awful. That's why I didn't try them. I will say they look really cool though.
Like, it was terrible.
Were they like really sugary sweet?
They were sour.
Ew.
So you had your milk as your base.
Mm-hmm.
And then they put like raspberry in there. Not like raspberry like flavoring.
Mm.
And then they coated the outside with like this sour stuff and did sour sprinkles on the top, blended it up and gave it to you. And I'm like, this tastes actually really good because I was just drinking milk. And then I stirred it up, and that's when Travis knew that he effed up. Stirs it up, gets all the stuff from the sides. The first drink, I'm like, what? I'm like, what in God's name did I just drink?
Right.
And apparently now they have this new drink. Let me open my Kindle and figure out what the drink was called. It was called, the new drink is, come on.
I still haven't tried the Pokemon Go drink.
It's not real.
Oh no! Apparently, Silly Drifloon. Remember her? She actually tried it.
Well, they don't do it anymore because I tried asking a couple weeks ago. Sour birthday cake and Shane. Yes, that is true. Starting yesterday, Starbucks is rolling out another drink aimed at the Instagram crowd. Jet Black frozen concoction called the Midnight Mint Mocha. It's cocoa with whipped cream, infused with mint sugar crystals and topped with more whipped cream and a dusting of dark cocoa. They also brought back the s'mores frappuccino. I might have to go try this tomorrow because I'm a big fan of mocha.
Yeah, let us know how it tastes.
Well, I'll tell you, as people called it, the narwhal or the unicorn frappuccino.
Narwhal.
It sucked so bad.
Aw.
Let me just say, Starbucks' stock went down when they announced this drink. So obviously, it was bad.
Wow.
That's really all I have for news.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that really covers everything.
Yeah. We'll be back next week, though, hopefully.
Oh no, definitely. Like now that school is good. Like my last day of school is tomorrow, so you can expect me to like be here a lot more often on the streams and such.
Yeah. All right.
Same with Radman, same with Silly Drift, pretty much everyone.
All right, cool. So, with that being said, we're going to end this podcast. And I almost called you Alex. Pedro, where can we find you on social media?
All right. You can find me at YouTube over at the Media Nut, also at the main channel, Random Ramblings Productions, and you can find me here on the podcast every Wednesday. Also, you can find me at Twitter at the Media Nut. What else? Tumblr at the Media Nut, Facebook at the Media Nut, pretty much everything at the Media Nut. So this week, May 6th and 7th, we're going to be me and Maor, or as some of you may know her as Ozana. We are both going to be hosting multiple panels over at Outcon. So definitely make sure to come by. We have multiple different panels, including we are introducing Disney Media Mash, where it's Media Mash, but every question is Disney related, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be lots of fun. And for the first time ever, all the Random Ramblers are planned to go to this convention. So you're going to see everyone on the team. So it's going to be really cool, really fun. We can't wait to meet you guys there. Definitely come by. There's going to be lots of prizes, lots of fun, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
I agree.
And where can we find you on social media, you know?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at OUMockingJ, and you can find me here on Friday nights with Theme Park.
Wrong one.
Well,
Oh,
Glitch
well.
Brothers and the rest of the CoasterCasters on Friday night. Come back to the channel on Friday night to find me here.
Cool. And you know where to find me. I'm too tired with everything going on with school to say it all again. So, that being said, thank you all for watching this episode of the TheCoasterCasters Pop Culture. And we will see you all later.
Bye.